What is possibly the most worrying thing about space? Realizing how much we don't understand. How freaking big it is. Our solar system's outskirts push within range of just under 1 light year. We can't travel remotely close to the speed of light. Our nearest neighbor star is Proxima Centauri and approximately 4.3 light years away. We are something like 25,000 light years away from the center of our galaxy, one of billions. The closest galaxy to us, Andromeda, is several million light fucking years away. Now go back a step. There are billions and billions, say it like Carl Sagan, of galaxies out there, each with at least hundreds of millions of stars, many with billions of stars, some even with trillions. Andromeda has approximately 1 trillion stars, and we can't even get remotely close to out of our own solar system with a manned vessel, and our understanding of physics makes it nearly impossible to do so. Getting lost. I've always been a little concerned by the possibility of a gamma ray burst. Fortunately, if I understand it correctly, the odds of one ever intersecting our solar system with such precision that it hits Earth are astronomically low. No pun intended. It's entirely possible that space is full of vampires, because all telescopes have mirrors. The few bits that aren't empty. Have you seen the size of that thing? It's fucking huge. Two possibilities exist. Either we are alone in the universe, or we are not. Both are equally terrifying. Arthur C. Clarke. Asteroids could wipe us out at any moment. False vacuum. Forget gamma ray bursts. The false vacuum is scarier. If most people thought about how mind-numbingly big the universe is, they would probably go insane. We are one insignificant planet residing basically in the suburbs on the outskirts of our galaxy. It seems to go on and on forever. But then you get to the end and a gorilla starts throwing barrels at you. There could be an entire social system that we aren't yet a part of. At some point, another species could show up, assuming that we saw the bulletin posted at the hub, and give us mere minutes to evacuate before wiping us out of existence. The massive distances involved. At least early in the age of space exploration, you get stranded somehow and you're finished. Something breaks down, you're finished. You might as well be a medieval Viking at sea in 1139 as far as the level of rescue attempt you can expect. Also, dark matter is probably the single most mysterious thing in space. I think it's even less understood than black holes. That our sun is a little dwarf compared to other stars and other galaxies. We are the ants with no possible way of detecting or comprehending the boot. How on the verge of destruction it constantly is. Our galaxy may fizzle out and burn before we get a chance to really get out there. Black holes. Being ejected from your vessel somehow and just floating in the great expanse while waiting for your oxygen to run out. Eventually, we will send a large ball of garbage into space, then inevitably be hit by it. How devoid of life it is. Are we among the first? Or is it impossible to effectively expand into it? I think the fact that the universe is expanding, but no one really has explained what it is expanding into. Also, black holes. How utterly inhospitable it is. Unlike the explorers of Earth's past, who, while not really knowing what they might find, could always depend on at least being able to breathe, space explorers can't. Outside of their small spacecraft is an environment utterly hostile to any form of life that we know of. The lack of oxygen, the hard radiation, the radical changes in temperature from near absolute zero in the shadow to hundreds of degrees in full light of the sun, the vacuum trying to evaporate and disperse all gases and liquids in your body, etc. For the explorers to survive they have to bring everything with them. Food, water, even air, all have to be packed in with them in their tiny ships, and once it is gone, that's it. There's no way of getting more before you get back home. The smallest change in your flight trajectory could have you dying of starvation and thirst months or years before anyone could even begin to attempt a rescue or recovery. The fact that because of universal expansion everything but our own supercluster will become so far away that it will disappear forever. That there's a star close enough to us that, if one of its poles are facing us, we could be vaporized in an instant. At any point in time in any moment our universe could rip apart, and we're all gone from existence. It's impending privatization. That space is made of nothing. It just boggles my mind. Everything is made of something. How can there really be nothing? What is nothing made out of? If the universe was nothing, and now something is there, like rocks, how can something be made of nothing? You dying in the vacuum and your body not decomposing properly due to lack of oxygen and other microbes. Being flung into nothingness without a means to correct or come back. That one day a star, supernova not sure, could explode and we wouldn't even realize that it happened. Also black holes. Space is a vacuum, so no matter what you put up there, all the dust will be vacuumed away. This normally wouldn't be a problem, since you usually don't want dusty space equipment, but some experiments require a modest amount of dust or filth, and the vacuum of space just takes it all up. You have to protect dusty equipment from the vacuum if you want to run those kinds of experiments. Very troubling. Having to wear one of those space helmets. I always wonder what happens if your face starts itching, you get something in your eye or you sneeze. That the entire universe is just some super advanced other dimensional kid science project in a terrarium that he will get a ref on and will just chuck in the garbage. He just hasn't gotten his grade back yet. We might never get out there if we keep launching satellites into orbit. The amount of empty space between us. Space colonization is impossible. It takes 4 to 20 minutes for radio signal to travel between Earth and Mars. Imagine trying to have a conversation. Not to mention that it takes like 3 minutes to reach Earth from Mars. Now consider that it takes like more than 4 years to reach us from the nearest star. It's frightening how empty space is and how slow light actually is. Not so much scary, but mind-blowing. We will never know the things that there is no way of knowing. What was there before the Big Bang? Is there a creator? Does that creator have a creator? Are there multiple universes? Is any of this real? What is reality? There are an infinite amount of questions, and all of the potential answers could have an infinite amount of questions linked to them. That cycle could go on infinitely. You could never know everything. The fact that no person can possibly hope to experience the universe's nearly infinite vastness and beauty in a single lifetime. If in fact space is truly infinite, then anything you can imagine exists somewhere, or at least, that is my personal theory. I based it on the infinite monkey theory and replaced letters with atoms, and the book with whatever you can think of. That it's infinite. Also, maybe it's finite. That would be scary too. It is just really unfriendly to human life. The distances are immense. There's no way to resupply. As far as we know, there are no other forms of life within reach. So many planets are made of things that would kill us instantly. And there's so much radiation that to exist in it long term would require significant effort to prevent the radiation killing us. We are very well suited to spaceship Earth and nothing else. If you liked this video, smash the like button and subscribe for daily dose of Reddit. Have fun and get reddited.